Hi, and welcome to the RedShirt Rebellion, the security detail for the Chewbacchus parade. Our mission is to manage the crowds along the route safely and effectively, saving the galaxy, one drunken nerd at a time. I'm your captain, Lisa Weisert.
And I'm David Weisert, co-captain of the RedShirt Rebellion and leader of the Nerd Herders, a subset of the Red Shirts that make sure that the drunken nerds in the parade keep moving to assist in getting broken down contraptions out of the route.
Today, we'll be covering the basics of being a red shirt, what to do and how to do it.
And more importantly, what not to do.
Yeah, don't do those. No. Here are the uniform guidelines and tools of the trade. Your official red shirt, t-shirt, and red shirt vest. These are to be worn during the parade, either on their own or over a jacket or costume, making sure that parade escort is clearly visible. Free-range red shirts that are not assigned to a specific sub-crew, will be issued a vest, will be distributed on parade day. Red shirt vests will need to be returned at parade's end. Subcrew specific red shirts will be issued a t-shirt, which will be picked up by your subcrew captain or their designated representative. Note that any other series uniforms, DS9, etc., are not allowed unless the red shirt t-shirt or red shirt vest is worn over them. This applies to subcrew specific and free-range red shirts.
Nerd Herders are issued blue vests, which need to be returned at the end of the parade.
Or if you have an original series uniform, you can wear one as long as you have parade escort clearly visible on the back. Free-range red shirts must wear the red vest over their original series uniform.
Crowd control wands are used to encourage crowds to clear the parade route, guiding contraptions around corners, and point out dangers like potholes or obstructions along the route. These wands are the property of the Red Shirt Rebellion and will need to be returned at the end of the parade. Our official Chewbacchus wristbands, known as droid collars, are your admission to the parade and Chewbacca after party.
For our subcrew specific red shirts, the droid collar must be clearly visible on your wrist. If you lose it or forget it on the day of the parade, you'll have to pay $42 to replace it or you'll be unable to march. No exceptions.
Free-range red shirts and nerd herders will be wearing vests, which is the equivalent of your droid collar during the parade. The vests will be exchanged at the end of the parade for a droid collar for admission to Chewbacca. If you fail to return your vest, you will be fined $25 for its replacement. Traffic wands must also be returned at the end of the parade, or you will be fined $10 for its replacement.
This is a walking parade, so comfortable walking shoes are a must. If you choose style over function, you may not make it to the end.
All members of the Red Shirt Rebellion, both free-range and subcrew specific, must maintain a semblance of sobriety. If your state of mind is too altered for you to be able to perform your duties, you will be asked to leave the parade and face the possibility of a 1-year suspension from the Red Shirt Rebellion.
As one of the more popular Mardi Gras parades with more than 125 subcrews, all with handmade themed throws, we always have a large number of enthusiastic spectators of all ages.
And sobriety levels.
They often,
always,
crowd into the routes, making passage of the subcrews and contraptions extremely difficult. We subdivide these subcrews into zones. Each zone has a zone lieutenant who oversees managing that zone and its resources. You'll be assigned to a zone which you will stay in at all times. Leaving your zone without express permission from the red shirt officer or parade official is considered a dereliction of duty and may cause you to be banned from the Chewbacca, Red Shirt Rebellion, or depending on the circumstances. Please meet with your zone lieutenant before the parade and familiarize yourself with your fellow zone red shirts and subcrews during lineup so you know who you're marching with. To establish and maintain the boundaries of the route, grab your crowd control wand, outstretch your arms, and facing the crowd, walk parallel to the crowd without touching them, using your lighted wand to encourage them to move back, ideally behind the white lines on the roadside.
do not use your wand as a weapon. Also, do not do battle with your fellow wand wielders. These are not lightsabers. Wrong organization.
When dealing with crowds, it's important to remain polite and respectful, but firm. It's possible you may be confronted with rude, obnoxious, and outright hostile spectators and other aliens. If this happens, do not engage. Report that person to your nearest lieutenant, or if the person is a genuine threat to others, report them to the nearest New Orleans police officer if your nearest LT is farther away.
We have NOPD stationed throughout the length of the parade to assist us in any safety and security issues. Please grab a police officer for any threatening behavior.
If a subcrew is belligerently or repeatedly ignoring your request to keep pace, inform your zone lieutenant and/or nerd herder immediately. Please make note of the name of the subcrew that is not cooperating with your instructions.
If a contraption breaks down, or if a subcrew is causing significant delays due to being unable to keep up the pace, they will need to be removed from the parade. This is where the nerd herders come in. If a breakdown occurs, notify the nearest lieutenant or blue-vested nerd herder, and we will assist in moving the contraption off the route.
As a red shirt, you are not permitted to push or pull a contraption or carry banners along the route and should not do so unless requested by a nerd herder or red shirt lieutenant looking for assistance. Overlord contraptions and banners are the only items permitted to be pushed, pulled, carried, and this is only done by nerd herders. All red shirts, whether they be free range or subcrew specific, are here for some form of crowd control. We encourage having fun, dancing, psyching up the crowds, but please do not spend the entire parade just dancing in the streets.
Along the route, there are going to be certain choke points where the road narrows and things get very dicey. In these situations, take a position at the sharp corner and use your wand to guide the subcrews and contraptions around until the next red shirt comes up to take your place. You should then return to catch up to your previous position. And it wouldn't be New Orleans without the charming streetscape, including potholes. When you come across a road hazard, position yourself in front of or over the hazard and use your wand to point it out. Remain in this position until relieved by the next red shirt, then return back to your position.
During the parade, you may come across various incidents in the line of duty. Altered states of mind, aggression, creepiness, medical emergencies. When minor aggression or harassment arises, make note of the location and person or persons involved. Get a picture of the transgressors if you're able to, and it's safe to do so. Report the incident to a red shirt officer and or New Orleans Police Department.
If you encounter a situation where urgent first aid or policing is necessary, contact NOPD or first responder on the route, whoever is closest. If the situation is dire and you don't see anyone in authority, dial 911.
At the end of the parade, we have a few duties to help wrap it all up.
When you reach the end, assist the lieutenants in moving your zones, subcrews off the route, herding the contraptions into the contraption parking area, and shepherding the crews to the Chewbacchus. It is important to move the crowds out of the end zone quickly so it doesn't get choked up.
The parking lot is not the area to start dancing in the streets. We ask that you please clear the area quickly and move on to the Chewbacchus. And if you'd like to fall back into the zone behind yours and assist in getting that zone subcrews across the finish line, please do so. Lather, rinse, repeat as desired.
Return your vests and wands at the designated red shirt drop-off, where your vest will be exchanged for a droid collar that'll give you access to the Chewbacchus and the private red shirt stage side lounge.
There is always a special private area with free beer for both free range and subcrew specific red shirts to hang out during the Chewbacchus.
For further information, see the links listed in the description below.
We look forward to seeing you, and we thank you for your service to the sacred drunken Wookiee. All hail.
All hail!